It was the start of summer when I put the cabbage, kale, okra, watermelon, and squash all in pots to see how they'd do. So now, it's harvest time, or getting close to it. Let's see how things are coming. If you're going to pick one thing to grow in a pot, kale is where it's at. I mean, this thing is just growing like a champ. Its twin right next door isn't doing as well, but it's just a great producer. I'm out here picking a salad every day, always producing more. In pots, kale, it's genius. No complaints at all. The squash, however, is a bit of a bust, and I gotta think part of it is this is too small a plot for what really is too big a plant. So is it growing squash? They're in there, but compared to the ones in the garden, they're very far behind. The squash are very small, so I'm getting something. I'm sure I'll be able to pick something by the end of the growing season, but this hasn't been my best idea. Here's one of my other squash plants, and again, yeah, there's squashes there. Technically it's growing, but pretty sad, pretty pathetic looking plant. It's the pot, I'm just asking too much. So what person thought it was a good idea to try and grow a cabbage in a pot? Well, me, I guess. The plant is growing, but whether it'll ever produce a cabbage or not, anybody's guess. So it's possible, but it seems a little grim right now. So these are the Sugarbaby watermelons, and honestly, I couldn't even get these things to grow when they were just seedlings, but sure enough, there are watermelons on here. And this is about the size they're supposed to be. Well, a little bit bigger. I have no idea if they're ripe or not because I've never grown them. There's one more hiding back here. There's another one hiding back here. So there's another one way underneath there. So it is spreading like crazy. It's done actually well in a pot, which is what they were designed to do. So they grow like crazy. So it starts up here, works its way down and around and up and down. So looking good for the watermelons. Not very many, but it's a really easy plant to grow. And well, look, there's a watermelon. It's just neat to see a watermelon this size that's actually producing. And speaking of plants I was going to give up on, it's okra. And it's actually growing okra on it. They're not very many and they're not very big, but the plant is maybe 2.5, 3 feet tall, which is bigger than I thought. I thought it was dead for sure. So this one has actually come around. Once the weather improved, once it started getting warm, this okra just came out of nowhere and started bursting up. So really surprised. Okra in a pot. Who would have thought it?